Yo, what is up, guys? This is Johnny After Fun. Today we're reacting to Brewstew, Rabies, Fox. Oh boy, here we have another Brewstew video. Well, this is actually technically my first, but I actually tried reacting to another one, but I forgot to turn on my mic, and that'll just ruin the entire video. Like, I did not know my mic was off, so I guess because I know the orange light thing pops up whenever my mic is on, so...
Alright, so a few years ago,
That's
I had a little
technically
encounter
first
with a fox that unfortunately had rabies.
So
Now,
if you
I've
want more
contemplated on
information
whether or
on
not to tell
please
this
like,
story in the
comment,
first
and
place,
subscribe
because I
down below
probably
if you
handled
want
it in the
more
worst way
videos like
possible.
these.
But I figure at the very least, maybe this could be like some sort of a learning experience for all of you guys. You know, things to do, or rather things not to do, when confronted by a wild rabid animal. Now, this whole ordeal started on one early afternoon. I'm sitting in my living room working on a cartoon that, well, ironically, was about me getting rid of a bat that flew in the house with my giant pool net, when all of a sudden, one of our kids comes up to me, and they're like, "Hey, I think there's like a Wolverine outside on our pool cover?" And at first, I'm like, "Wolverine? How do you even know what a Wolverine looks like in the first place? I don't even know what the hell a Wolverine looks like, for Christ's sake." So I go over the window.
Yeah, neither do I. I did not know what a Wolverine
Instead of
looks like.
seeing this so-called Wolverine, I see a fox,
and actually,
and it's a very, very
didn't even know
sick,
a Wolverine was
deranged-looking
an animal.
fox. Now, it's worth
I've
mentioning
never
that we have a bunch
people
of
just
woods
mention
behind our house,
Wolverine.
so seeing a
I thought they were
fox
just
is
talking
not
about
very uncommon. In fact,
superhero.
sometimes we hear their asses out there all night long. And if you've never heard what a fox sounds like, well, they don't really bark or howl or do any of those noises. Instead, they fucking scream like a woman being murdered.
What?
Yeah, that's what they sound like.
That's
The
actually
first time
what
I heard that shit in the
actual
woods,
sound
I thought the fucking
of
Blair
fox,
Witch
not
was out there
Wolverine.
murdering people left and right.
That's what a
But
fox
apparently, that's
sounds
just
like?
the sound a fox makes.
Why would they
I
just
sure as hell didn't
randomly
remember that from
scream?
the old See and Say toy that I had as a kid. The fox says, "Ah! So I'm looking at this fox, and I'm no veterinarian, but this thing clearly has rabies. It's tweaking out pretty severely. It's got the old cappuccino foam around its mouth and shit. That thing's either got rabies, or somebody fucking buried it in the pet cemetery, and it's come back to life to murder us all. Either way, it's a situation that now I have to deal with. Now, real quick, can anybody actually tell me what you're supposed to do in a situation like this? Well, if you guessed, I don't know, don't go outside and confront a fucking rabid animal, you guessed correctly. So anyways, I go outside and confront this rabid animal, and I'm fairly confident I can handle this situation. I was a Cub Scout as a kid. I got the, rabid animal merit badge or whatever the fuck. Well, apparently me handling the situation turns
Yeah,
out
I'm
to
not
be
going
me
outside.
just yelling at it from a distance.
Why would you even
Hey,
go
quit
outside?
it! Knock it off! Get out of here! Go fucking have rabies somewhere else, you asshole! And you know, that did not help
not
at all.
bad.
In fact, it just kind of pissed it off a little bit more. Now it's doing that murderous banshee scream shit directly at me. And to make matters worse, now our 120-pound Rottweiler can see this thing through the window, and he starts losing his shit. Oh boy, is that my new best friend out there? Oh man, I don't know if I want to lick it or if I want to fuck it first. So I get my wife on the phone, who's driving in her car.
No. What? I swear, your dog is weird.
At the time, and I'm just like,
That's where one
hey,
time they
there's
actually
a
scared the
fucking zombie
dog
fox on
that
our
he
pool cover,
literally
and I
shit
believe it
himself.
has a shit ton of rabies. A zombie fox with rabies? Well, what the
Yeah,
hell are you
a bunch
calling
of
me
other
for?
weird
Go
pets, too.
fucking
Like,
shoot it
yeah,
with a rifle.
that just
Oh,
stares at
all right
them.
then. That's a good idea. I'll call you back. Boop. So I go and grab my 22 caliber rifle that, thankfully I bought just a few weeks prior. I head back outside, and I'm confident that I'm about to fucking Lee Harvey Oswald this rabbit fox. But that's when it dawns on me that this fox is indeed standing on top of our pool cover. If I shoot and miss, well, I'm probably gonna fuck up our pool like 6 different ways this Sunday. So quickly, I change up the game plan. I call my wife back
He's
up
gonna
and I'm like,
dodge.
hey, I'm afraid I'm gonna fuck up the pool 6 ways to Sunday if I shoot at it. So instead, I'm just gonna charge at it with this hockey stick and hope for the best. What do you think? I think that fox is gonna
Who
fuck
cares?
you up. 6 ways to Sunday. That's what I think. Look, I'm just gonna call animal control and have them deal with it, okay?
Oh my God.
Now, this is what you're supposed to do in this situation.
Right,
You're supposed to call
right.
animal
Who
control.
cares about the
Apparently,
pool?
trying to fight a rabid animal
You're
with sports
shoot it.
equipment's frowned upon. What the fuck ever. Now, I don't know if it's just our local animal control or what, but they were not very much help in this situation. Good afternoon, animal control. We have a zombie fox holding our pool hostage. Send back up with lots of ammo. What? You said it was a fox? We don't deal with any wild animals. We just deal with, like, stray cats and dogs.
What?
Well, this was pretty perplexing because, well, they're called animal control after all. Here we are with an animal that desperately needs to be controlled. You're not going to come out and fucking help us? No, instead they give us a phone number to a man named Carl, who apparently, like, moonlights as, like, a rabid animal specialist, apparently. I don't know if this guy was, like, just a redneck with a harpoon gun or some shit, but what I do know is that when we called his ass, he didn't answer his fucking phone, so we have no idea. All right, so we tried yelling at the fox, a rifle, a hockey stick, animal control, and then Carl the fucking bounty hunter. And yet, here we are, still have a rabid fox on our pool cover. Well, eventually, we get the local sheriff to show up to our house. And at first, this guy was, like, as helpful as animal control was. Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to try to shoot at it? I mean, I guess you're a sheriff. You're probably a better shot than I am. Oh, boy, I don't even know if I'm allowed to shoot at the damn thing in the first place. So this guy literally pulls out his phone and calls up his boss. And he's like, hey, we got, like, this fox holding this guy's pool hostage. Am I allowed to shoot at it? He wants to know what happens if I accidentally shoot your pool. Well, that was what I was trying to avoid in the first place. Okay, yeah, he doesn't want us to shoot the pool. Uh-huh. All right, then, bye-bye. Boop. Yeah, he doesn't want me to shoot at it on account that I might fuck your pool up 6 different ways to Sunday. All right, so clearly we have to get this goddamn fox off of the pool before anything else can happen.
Yeah.
Well, of course, to me, this sounds like a perfect job for my big-ass 12-foot-long pool net. Now, side note, I just want to say, I'm so goddamn grateful for this pool net. It has bailed my ass out multiple times when I've had wild animals on my property. If it was a person, I'd fucking have to buy it a beer, probably 12.
Okay, what's that?
All right, so now with the big pool net in hand, we come up with the final game plan. And that is the sheriff's gonna scoop up the fox, fling it into the yard, and that's where I'll be, sitting there like fucking SEAL Team 6, waiting to take
That's gonna fail you.
care of business. So this guy approaches the fox with my giant, unwieldy pool net, and I don't know if this was like just another Thursday to the dude or what, but he nonchalantly scoops the fox up, and then he flings it into the yard like a goddamn lacrosse player. All right, time for my big moment. I raise up my rifle and I'm like, this is America, and we don't negotiate with terrorists. I squeeze off like half a dozen shots, and you bet your ass, every single one of them missed. It wasn't even close. I was like a fucking cartoon character, shooting a silhouette around this goddamn fox. The sheriff's up there judging me hardcore. This guy was a fucking Cub Scout?
And you missed. You.
My asshole he was. Look, in my defense, I didn't sight in the scope, all right? I told you guys I just got the damn rifle. Thankfully, the gunshots did scare the fox out back into the woods, and that completed our whole little saga of all this bullshit nightmare bullshit. All right, well, I guess that's settled. Holy hell, some Lee Harvey Oswald you are. God damn, your ass wouldn't even hit the fucking Lincoln Continental shooting like that. So I go back into my house, bewildered, wondering what the hell my life is these days. Meanwhile, our dog's staring at me like, oh, why'd you scare it away, you asshat? Now who's gonna be my best friend? Now you might be sitting there like, well, what happened to the fox? Was he okay? He just scampered off into the woods? Well, what are you expecting, a happy ending? All right, let's give it a happy ending, I guess. And so the fox scampered into the woods, it fully recovered from rabies, it got married and had lots of loud-ass fox babies, and it definitely didn't die a slow and very horrific death out in the woods. Anyways, the moral of the story is, don't approach a fucking animal that's got rabies. Stay inside, go call animal control, or at the very least, maybe a hillbilly with a harpoon gun. Maybe you're lucky and yours has like a fucking pager or something, and let the professionals deal with it, because rabies is a very shitty, shitty way to die. The end.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was Brewstew's rabies. I guess, you've made a lot of flaws in that story. Like, one, how do you, like, miss every single shot to the point where it just runs away? Dude, why would you even go approach it? Uh, I think three. Why does animal control only deal with, um, cats and dogs? Or stray cats and dogs? Like, it's supposed to be called animal control, and you don't even deal with other types of animals other than cats and dogs? Oh my god. That's why I hope I never run into, like, an animal with rabies. That would just be the worst. Well, anyway, that was Brewstew. If you want more reaction videos like these, please like, comment, and subscribe. And comment below what videos you want me to react next. Goodbye.